Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I'm talking about the new comics that I picked up on March 25th, 2020. Um, so I'm back to doing an audio episode for this week because it's been a tough last 24 hours, basically. My pet Daegu, Claire, passed away. She'd been sick for a while and having trouble breathing and stuff. And I woke up yesterday and saw that she was there on top of all of her bedding instead of how she's usually tucked away inside, keeping warm and all of that. And she had gone. So, yeah, yesterday was really tough. And I still don't really feel like doing an episode or of the podcast at all, but I figured I would talk about it anyway, just to keep doing something normal that I normally do, I guess. So anyway, I this is the last week for now of brand new physical comics. I haven't seen anything about if digital comics will continue to be released while the physical comics are not. But I'll talk about that in any more comic book episodes that I do as I learn more about all of that. I mean, it's only 2 days away now. I'm recording this the following Monday, the 30th of March. The next new comic book day was supposed to be the 1st of April, which is in 2 days. But I haven't looked at what's going on with that. So anyway, I just know this is the last batch of new physical comics that I'm going to have for a little while. But I'm going to go back and read like full runs of stuff. Two of the comics that came out this week were, well, Batman / Superman, I think it's number 8, came out this week. I haven't read any of that yet, and it's not complete. I think there's still planned to be more, at least like 3 or 4 more issues of it, if not more. So that won't be like a complete review of it, but I do want to do an episode that's just about all of those issues, talk about all of those at once. And then Batman Curse of the White Knight number 8 does conclude that miniseries. So I'm going to do a full episode just about that. And then I still haven't read any of Doomsday Clock, so this would also be a good time to do that. So I will keep doing comic book episodes, but more focused and a lot more in depth about specific runs of comics like those, but probably a lot more than just those as well, since there's a whole bunch that I've held off on reading until I got all the issues. Like I talked about last week, all the Archie miniseries. Now I am caught up on most of those, but we get to do. There's a couple other ones that I haven't read yet that I could do individual episodes about. So I will keep talking about comics, and if there are comics or especially trade paperbacks, actually that's probably going to be a good one too. I have a bunch of trade paperbacks that I haven't read, and I'll do episodes just about those as well. So anyway, I haven't read everything from this week because it is such a huge stack of stuff this week, and with everything going on, normally, well, the last couple of weeks, like Sunday, I would read a lot, and this I just didn't feel like doing anything at all this week. So the ones that I did read, I read like on Wednesday and Thursday, like right after I got them. But Action Comics 1021, that came out, and I don't remember what happened in that, but I think I liked it. Amethyst issue number 2 came out, and it was cool to see Amy trying to get figure out what's going on in Gem Worlds and why the other kingdoms aren't happy with her. And we also saw a little bit of history, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. Basketful of Heads, issue number 6, second to last issue of the series. It's so good. It's great. Go check this out. So I really hope that we get the final issue in physical form, because that would be a real bummer to I mean, it's a real bummer for any miniseries to not be complete, but this one I really like it a lot. Same with Plunge. We're only 2 issues into that, but there's 4 more to go. But all of these Hill House comics, this was the closest to be. None of them are complete now. And this one was the closest with having number 6, but it's a 7-issue book. So Batgirl number 45. I can't remember what's going on in there. I liked it. I just can't remember specifics. Detective Comics number 1021. Continue things going with what was going on in there? Yeah, I can't remember at all. It's been I read all of these before this weekend, so I do remember somewhat what happens in the Flash 752. We've got all the stuff that's going on with Paradox, and I really like what's going on in the Flash right now. It's leading up to Final Crisis even more, I think. This is like the driving force going into that event, from what I've read. Because that's another one that I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to read and talk about as a set, is Flash Forward, because that was a 6-issue miniseries, and I haven't read any of those yet. And then we have Quantumity number 3. They go back to school as substitute teachers, and that book has been this issue is really fun, and I like this run so far. Okay, so I just remembered that I did take screenshots of all the pages for the comics that I did read. And now I remember in Action Comics we have Red Mist helping Leviathan, and all that going on to capture and kill Superman, and things take a turn from there. So that was pretty cool. And then also the giant caterpillar that Amy's friend rides, her friend Foss. I guess she's not. She's like a new friend, but that part of it is really cool, because he's like, "What are you? Get on the Pegasus with me, and we'll get out of here." And he's like, "No, the caterpillar is fast enough. Let's join me on this." They escaped their situation like that, so that was fun. And yeah, I don't want to spoil anything at all. Just trust me, Basketful of Heads is awesome. And Batgirl, what was happening there? This living metal that Batgirl is looking into is really interesting, with all these statues appearing all over town. I enjoyed that. And then Detective Comics, Two-Face. He's trying to get Batman's help, or rather Harvey Dent is trying to keep Batman's help, and he's also like really conflicted because he's keeping Batman's identity from Two-Face. So that's a really interesting thing. Since Harvey knows that he's Bruce Wayne, but Two-Face doesn't know these. Spoilers, Batman is Bruce Wayne. And that was pretty cool. So Flash, he gets exiled to Flash City, which is like this whole artificial construct to try and keep Flash trapped in this other dimension that Paradox has created. So yeah, that's all I'll say about it. It's a really cool issue. And then let's see. I should have just done. I don't want to re-record that first part. Okay, come on. And then Quantum and Woody. That was the last thing that I read from this week. Okay, so now onto the things that I have not read yet. I might do. Well, this is like an odd issue to leave off on, but when I get caught up on Blade Runner 2019, I might do an episode about that run. There'll be a lot shorter of episodes, but hopefully a little bit more interesting, I guess. I don't know. But issue number 7, the last issue I read, I think, was number 3. So I have some catching up there to do. We have From Beyond the Unknown, number 1, 100-page giant. So this looks like it has lots of really cool stuff in there. We have Green Lantern, Commandy, Legion of Superheroes, Adam Strange, Green Lantern, Batman, Superman and Adam Strange are lost in space. Legion of Superheroes to the rescue. There's 6 stories in this book. So it's all the space up. So it could be, with some of the space stuff, I've really liked it. Some of it I haven't. It just seems just random, weird, too much jargon and stuff. So we'll see how much I actually like that book. Justice League Dark number 21 is there. We've got crap. Is that Zatanna? Well, it's Wonder Woman. I think it's Zatanna and Constantine on the cover. And then I realized last week, I think I mentioned this, that I think the hunt that's going on in is it Justice League Dark that has the hunt going on in there? And then also Constantine is starting soon, if it hasn't already started, which I didn't realize. And Constantine is also in the Sandman universe books, or at least it appears in Lucifer, I think, and that the Wild Hunt is going on in there. So it's like bringing that, all of that side of things into what's going on. I think it's pretty interesting, but I haven't read enough of all the books that are related to that to really know if that is actually what's going on. That just is what it kind of seems. Then we have Legion of Superheroes number 5. I got the variant cover. The Justice League Dark 21 was also a variant cover. But we got this variant with the whole team just hanging out on the palm of the one guy's hand. I don't know that character's name. I haven't read any of Legion of Superheroes yet. So that'll be another one, because there's the 2-part Legion of Superheroes Millennium or whatever it's called, that I haven't read yet. And then I haven't read any of these because I haven't read that one yet. So I'll probably do an episode about all of that. Then we have Once and Future number 7. Another one. I haven't read any of these yet, and so that'll be a good one to do down the road. Somehow, I think I maybe only read issue number 1 of this, but Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica. The cover is kind of cool. They're all hanging out, laying in the grass in like 70s, is it 70s, late 60s? Like they're dressed like hippies. So I don't know if that is what's happening in the story or not, but I like that cover. Stranger Things number 3 of 4, Into the Fire. I did read the first 2 issues without having watched Stranger Things season 3, so I don't know if I'm missing out a whole lot on that, but that did come out this week. So issue number 4, if that comes out digitally or whatever, I'll try to you know what? I think what I'm going to do, whenever that comes out, I'll do an issue or an episode talking about this miniseries. And also I haven't read the previous miniseries yet. So I'll talk about all those and actually watch Stranger Things season 3, since I haven't watched that yet. Then Road to Empire, issue number 1, the Kree Skrull War. And I think the X-Men, what is it? X-Men Fantastic Four books are lead into this even more than just the Fantastic Four book that I am caught up on. So I don't actually know what's going on fully here in Road to Empire with all the setup, but once I read this Road to Empire, that's obviously going to let me know a lot more. Then we have Suicide Squad issue number 4. I think I only read issue number 1 of this one, but if I do an episode about this, I'm also going to go back and read the previous run, or what I have of the previous run, since I do have, I think I might actually have a hardcover of Suicide Squad. The initial run for, when Rebirth, not right when it started, but soon after Rebirth started, was the previous run of Suicide Squad. Then we have Super Duck from Archie Comics. It says mature readers only, and it's 1 of 4. So this is I'm really excited about reading this, but I'm kind of bummed out that am I even going to be able to get issues 2 through 4? But I will read that. I'm pretty excited to read that. I actually should have read this one to be able to talk about on this episode, because it's not a thick book. There was one of these that was like, I went to start reading it and then I realized, no, this is long, and I don't have the attention span for this right now. What book was that? I think it was, well, The Giant definitely was too much to read all at once. But the other one, maybe I'm just imagining it. I don't know. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jenica issue number 2. This is number 2 of 3. So another bummer that I might not be able to finish reading that run, but eventually I'm sure. Then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 104. This really cool cat lady on the front. I don't know who she is, but that looks pretty exciting. This will be another good chance for me once I knock out some of these shorter runs, and in the case of Doomsday Clock, 12 issues of that is kind of a lot. There's a bunch of different 12-issue runs, like an old Black Canary run I have all of. I think Eternity Girl. I think I have a 12-issue run of that. So there's a bunch of complete runs of stuff that I do want to do episodes if we are without bringing new comics for a long time. Hopefully we're not without bringing new comics for very long, but we'll see. Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 3, or Color Classics number 3. These re-releases of the Color Classics have been really, really cool. They are books that I already have in the big. There's like a big 2-book set of, like, not all of it, but from the beginning, it's a good amount of Usagi Yojimbo, and that set is really awesome. Although at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to risk harming any of these pages because these books are so nice. But why have the books if you don't read them? So that's another one that I think I read these first 2 issues twice now, and this 3rd issue I might have already read as well, but it's cool to see them in color, because those big compilation books, it's all just the original black and white, how they were put out in the first place. Now we have Wonder Woman number 754. I do miss the Jenny Frison covers, but whoever the artist is now for the variants, they are cool, but they're not. It's like a 9.5 compared to a 10. A coolness factor for me personally. Who is the variant artist? Um, Rafael Grandpa and Pedro Cobiaco worked together for that cover. I like it a lot, but I miss the Jenny Frison covers. And I do still hope that they do a whole Wonder Woman poster book. Now that it's done, now that she's done on it, I think it would be really awesome to see that. And then finally, X-Men and Fantastic Four #3, which I haven't read any of those yet, but it probably, like I said, leads into Empire more than just the regular Fantastic Four books have. So there you go. That's all the new comics I picked up this week. The last of the new comics that I'll be picking up until we learn more. So we'll see what happens with all that. But I am, like I said, I want to do episodes about individual runs and also paperbacks and all that. Probably a little bit shorter episodes. If I do just an episode per every paperback that I really want to talk about, then maybe it'll just be like 5 to 10 minutes talking about it. But it'll be a lot more in depth than I've gotten on any of these episodes, talking about like 20 books that came out. So if there are any recommendations you have, I don't have Comixology Unlimited right now, but I might change that once I get caught up on more of the physical books that I have. Also, I wanted to mention that I decided to start reading ahead of the physical books that have come out for Dragon Ball Super here in the United States, since the Shonen Jump app has all the new chapters as they come out. And the cool thing about Dragon Ball Super is that chapters are extra long, since they come out monthly instead of weekly. So instead of just having like a 10-page chapter, you have a 40-page chapter once a month, and that's really cool. I've only read 3 chapters beyond volume 8, and it's been really fun. And having not watched the all of the anime yet, I'm enjoying a lot of the twists and stuff, and it might make it less fun to watch when I get to it in the anime, but maybe it'll make it more fun to watch, seeing the differences there and all of that. It's kind of interesting with all of the reading the manga, that because it's just black and white, that a lot of the transformations for Goku, especially like with the Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan, he hasn't gotten Rose yet, I don't think. But or is that before Ultra? So this is a spoiler. He hits Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, and they're like, "Oh, his hair is silver now," and it's his hair is white because it's black and white art. So that kind of thing is really funny to me. That I'm pretty sure all of the transformations his hair is just white, because there's no like shading of it. It's just always the white color. He does physically look a little bit different, and I do like. I would say the art in the manga is better than on the TV show, on the anime. Like, and it's more consistent because the anime, it seems like, is really churned out quickly. Whereas the equal effort seems to have been made throughout the manga. So that's just that's just my opinion on it. But anyway, I'll probably do, when I get fully caught up. I mean, it's continuing to come out, I think, and it's beyond the anime now. But I will do an episode about the just Dragon Ball Super overall. So anyway, let me know what other like miniseries and individual trade paperbacks, especially stuff that I can order on Amazon, or if my local comic shop, Hall of Justice Comics, who are awesome, if they're able to order stuff outside of Diamond to distribute to their customers. I haven't asked them about that yet, but I should. Yeah, let me know. Or I might already have it. I haven't mentioned on these episodes any like trade paperbacks. Actually, I have mentioned most of them. But before I started doing the new comics episode, I collected a whole bunch of them, especially from Rebirth. I was trying to cover everything for that, but it quickly became apparent I couldn't. That's impossible. It's not impossible, but it is pretty much. But anyhow, yeah, if you have recommendations for other books that I should check out, let me know, and I'll get to them at some point, as long as we're not getting brand new comics. But there may have already been news that some of the comics are going to be still come out as planned, just digitally or whatnot. But I'll find out, and you can find out. You probably already know as you're listening to this. But if not, stay tuned or go look it up, and hopefully next comic episode I'll have a little bit more to talk about with that. Oh, also, comic book related, of course, this week's The Walking Dead season 10 episode 14. I thought it was awesome, and I'm excited. Next week is the finale for now, because they were not able to finish episode 16 yet, which I like. Whenever it's mentioned online, people are like, "What? They didn't have it all done, or that they were finished shooting it." Yeah, they are, but it's post production that's to be completed, and part of that could very well be like ADR that's needed to complete the episodes properly, because anything other than that, I feel like could be done in a safe environment, as far as just the editing and like exporting video and stuff like that. But for the stuff that you need the people for, that seems like the most likely candidate, that they can't get them into the studio because it's not because they might not be anywhere near where their post-production facilities are, where they would have to get to those places, and so they don't want to have people travel and stuff. That's just my speculation about it. That's most likely ADR with the actors that they did not have completed yet. Because everything else, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to finish that with keeping everybody safe, but at in their offices and the computers and all that. But anyway, yeah, this episode, I got really sidetracked there. This episode 14 was awesome. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's one moment that, I mean, is like I said, the last day has sucked for me, on top of everything else that sucks right now. But for that hour that I was watching The Walking Dead, I was laughing, I was smiling, it was a good escape. And then there was one moment that had me really happy, and I'm looking forward to see what happens next week. So there you go. Go watch. Oh, and Tacoma FD. This has nothing to do with comic books, but Tacoma FD, the new season started. It's really funny. Go watch it. Season 1 was great. Season 2 just started this last week, and then I only saw like the first few minutes of it, but it looked like so funny. They're doing Tacoma FD afterwards, with Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan, just talking about the show, and like, yeah, it was so cool, and such a stupid name, but like it, yeah, of course that's what they call it. I was really glad that I was able to go to a screening of the first couple of episodes, or it wasn't the first 2 episodes, but it was a couple of the episodes before it premiered last year. And those 2 guys were there and did an in-person Q&A and all of that. And I was really glad I was able to do that, since who knows the next time stuff like that is going to be able to happen for a TV show, let alone anything else. Yeah, I was one, really happy that I was able to do that when they came to Denver here. So, what is this? Is my hand covered in baking grease? What is baking grease? That's not like. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought by tweeting me at TIW Podcasts. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcasts. Bye.